had decided around 46 that I needed to get a move on if I was going to find my person. I have never been married. I never was really in love with someone, wanted to make a life with them. I had a great career that I focused on, and then I had my modeling, and I decided I needed to focus finding the right partner. I've been dating heavily for 2 years, and I couldn't find the right person. And then I met Todd.
My name is Todd Bringawat. I'm professionally known as Lucifer in a couple of different spheres of activity here in Los Angeles. I write, I produce, I publish for film, television, and music. When I met Jacqueline, it was, in a word, lightning. This girl is, I believe the French call it élan vital, the vital spirit, the most alive girl I've ever known. And I've been an addict from day one.
I actually met him in person, not on a dating app. I saw him in a coffee shop, and the first thing I saw was he's sitting there. I saw the black, that he wears all black, and I saw the amulet and the skull rings and the snake, and I thought, wow, he's really cool. He's got some style. I like that. And I hung out and waited till he stood up, and then figured out he was tall enough for me. He's 6 foot tall. Yes. I ran into him 2 weeks later on the staircase nearby, and it was a square staircase. He was coming down, I was coming up, and I looked up and there he was. And it was just the two of us on the stairs, and I thought, oh my God, this is my chance. I really want to talk to this guy. I decided I needed to say something really smart and catch his attention. And instead, I had a 6th grader type moment, and I blurted out just something that just flew out of my mouth, and I go, I like your whole thing. And then stood there in horror that just flew out of my mouth. And I'm standing there frozen staring at him, and he looks down at me and he goes like this. Well, I like your whole thing. And then I ran away because I was violently embarrassed. But then we started seeing each other. He found me, he chased me down, which was awesome. And I've never dated someone like Todd before. He is highly intelligent and also very perceptive, and he just understands me. We call it species. It's like a lion dating a lion instead of a giraffe trying to date a hippopotamus. It just works. We understand each other. We both like to watch Star Trek together, and we both like to, run around finding raw duck eggs to eat or whatever. Like, it's just, we have similarities, but at the same time, we're very different. And he's very masculine, and I really like that because I'm in a very masculine job in my engineering. And I like being the girl. I just like being the girl around him.
What attracts me about Jacqueline the most in terms of her energy is it's almost a dichotomy. She has a very rare juxtaposition of unapologetic projection of imagery, unapologetic projection of her own aesthetic, but with pure, wide-eyed, childlike humility toward others. Jacqueline is probably the strongest, independent woman I've ever met. She has a bit of a soft lady there who very much wants a knight in shining armor to come to the rescue. And for one reason or another, she seems to find that in me.
Todd kind of looks like a Harley Davidson biker gang leader. And you might think he is one, seeing him walk around in his Lucifer Lord vest. He's actually a theology and philosophy specialist, which is what he studied in school. And he loves all the history of all these words, and how it confuses people a little bit, and he loves to play with it. He's actually a very elegant man and very gracious, and he will have an intellectual conversation with anyone, and he gives them his entire attention. When he talks to you, he just looks right at you, and you have his attention. Todd always opens the door for me. He always tells me, one must never rush a lady. I get permission to be 2 hours late if I want. I try not to because he's got German heritage and he's always on time, but one must never rush a lady. He tells me I'm pretty every day, whether I feel that way or not. He's always telling me how beautiful I am. He's very gracious with other people. He treats them as if he is royalty and they are royalty. And he gives them the most gracious acknowledgement and converses with them. He's very knowledgeable on many subjects, and he can talk to people about bands and music and philosophy and what type of Roman column that is, and you know, everyone from a professor to a total, you know, gang member. He get along with everybody. He has gang member friends in his neighborhood. They all love Lucifer. And then all the academics love Lucifer. Everyone loves Lucifer. He is a unique character, and I'm very lucky to have found him. I am totally in love at 50 years old, and this has never happened to me before. I've totally fallen for him head over heels, and I would actually much rather spend time with him than any other human being. He's just my person. I finally, after 50 years, found my person. And if I hadn't decided that I was gonna go for it and not just settle for someone who had a good resume, a good job, and a nice house or whatever, I decided I was gonna go for it, and I was gonna chase this dream of having the right person in my life. So I went for it, and I think I found the most beautiful person I could have ever found. And he's such a unique person, and he's so perfect for me, and I just love him. I love him so much.